Yo, today we are watching BBL Horror Story. Now chat, I'ma be real, I think BBLs are low-key bad. Natural is the way to go. If this YouTube video gets 20 likes, I will get a BBL on stream.
I've dreamed of having a perfect hourglass figure ever since I started.
Hold up, chat. You know damn well I got an hourglass figure, chat. I got an hourglass figure and an hourglass cup.
Belly dancing at 12. I ended up inheriting my mom's lean genes and got a flat butt instead. So when I finally turned 26,
the fuck is a BBL? A BBL is a Brazilian butt lift. It's what girls do when they don't got booties. How do you know, buddy? What are we doing?
Could actually afford butt lift surgery. I felt like I'd won the lottery. I found the clinic through my belly dancing group chat.
Yo, is that Paisley?
Priya, a recent joiner, posted some amazing before and after pictures with a referral code, saying the price was insane for the results. Like any normal person.
What the fudge?
Their website was totally slick and professional. Their social media was constantly updated with posts, client success stories, and procedure details. I checked reviews on
Joel,
three
what are you
different
doing, bro? You
sites
trying to get me in
mostly
trouble?
found 4- and 5-star ratings, with only a few complaints that seriously sounded like people hadn't followed the aftercare instructions. I even double-checked the
You know what, chat? I have a thing to pick. So why is it normal for girls to get BBLs, but guys can't get cock enlargement surgery? Huh? Yeah.
Name, and he was totally legit. Once I was satisfied, I booked an appointment. When I showed up, the place looked exactly like the pictures. The floors were spotless. There were framed certificates all over the walls, and a receptionist was right there to help anyone who walked in.
Do I have a small one?
Let's not talk about that. Out.
Dr. Miller will be here in a sec. Go ahead and get your measurements done.
After I filled out the paper,
I'm a real chat. I'm a triple D. I got some watermelons on me.
work, Dr. Miller came out.
Alright, what?
He walked me through the whole BBL procedure step by step. He covered what to expect after a week, after a month, how the transferred fat actually settles, what's normal for bruising and what isn't. I'd already read enough stuff.
Would any of y'all get a BBL? Be honest with me, bro. Be honest.
He answered every single one of them without hesitation. I walked feeling totally reassured.
Dewey's cock is bigger than Nick. Buddy, he's literally black, bro.
Went home and just counted down the days till the surgery. Dr. Miller was awesome. The surgery itself seemed okay.
Your mom had a BBL. How do you have one?
I woke up sore and wrapped in those compression bandages. A nurse handed me a printout with the aftercare instructions and sent me on my way. The first couple of days were uncomfortable, but I handled it. I stayed in bed, took the pain meds, and followed every single instruction.
You can get it reduced? What reduced?
I was careful about doing everything right. On the third day, I noticed the
check out, we live on Twitch right now, by the way. Nickyxjayyy,
Tobiski, what is up? Maybe the topical ointment. I changed the dressing the way I'd been shown and tried not to spiral. But on day 4, it was stronger. I pressed gently around the surgical site.
That don't look good, bro.
Warmth that was different from bruising. I called the clinic. Dr. Miller's answer was pleasant and quick. Some odor during healing is completely normal. Continue the aftercare regimen and...
Oh, you telling me that shit stinks? Oh, hell nah. Chat, imagine getting a BBL and it stinks like Domino's sardine pizza. Sorry.
Call back if the pain increases significantly. I asked about the color change I was seeing. Some discoloration is expected with bruising, Mia. Give it a few more days.
Of course your name is Mia,
That's exactly what I did. By day 5, my skin looked weird. Instead of the purple and yellow bruising the doctor had talked about, it was a grayish-brown patch spreading from the center of where I got the shot, with uneven, almost splotchy edges. It looked like I was rotting from the inside. I snapped a picture and shot it over to the clinic's
Oh my god, bro. She looked like she got SpongeBob in her fucking pants. She sure has got a nose job, bro. Imagine having a nose fucking that skinny and that big, bro. Like, what are we doing, bro?
Contact number, saying I was worried and needed them to call me back. But they didn't respond. I called again and got bounced to voicemail. I left a long message explaining how worried I was and begged them to call me ASAP, but a whole day went by and I didn't hear a word. I even tried the second number on their website. It just kept ringing. I barely slept that night because of the pain. It was a deep ache that felt like something was building up inside of me.
Bro, she looks like the creature from Left 4 Dead, the fat one.
I had a fever and could hardly move.
No, I
The smell
don't.
got so bad that I moved to the couch and threw open every window in the apartment.
That is disgusting, bro. Chat, it got infected, bro. You can call that infected booty. Sorry.
My sister drove me to the hospital. The ER doctor who examined me called in a colleague. They stepped near the door and spoke in low voices for a few minutes while I lay on the table staring at the ceiling.
Chat, what the? You can't say
back,
shit like that,
their
bro.
faces were pale.
Chat,
The
last warning, buddy. You
substance
get banned.
injected during your procedure was not medical grade filler. It was cooking oil. I heard the words and I knew what each one meant.
Cooking oil is crazy.
It still took a second for them to actually connect and make sense to me. He broke down exactly what cooking oil does inside your body, how the tissue freaks out when it can't break down some foreign crap, and how that's when the tissue starts dying. He kept repeating the words, necrosis. We've started the treatment.
Hey, yo, she has Nickyxjayyy.
But the final result will really depend on how fast we can fix the damage that's already there. I asked him if parts of me were dying. He didn't deny it. I've had 2 surgeries since that day, and there probably will be a third. The people who ran that clinic took the deposits, dissolved the business, and disappeared. My lawyer says cases like these are hard to prosecute because the entities vanish before there's anything solid to attach to. So...
Damn, son, she wanted that BBL, but she got that DBL. No bootylicious. NBL. Okay, I might be autistic.
Right now, nobody has been held accountable for what they put inside my body. I think about the group chat constantly, about the referral code, the person who posted those before and after photos, and whether they knew about the methods. And I think
Chat, if you want a big butt, just work out, bro.
Trust
Trust me. I can put you onto my my workout routine.
Room,
you can become like me, thick.
Forms, and went home waiting for a call that was never going to come. I was one of them. The only difference is, I'm still here to talk about it.
Damn, son. Yo, that's sad, chat. I know this happened to somebody I used to know, bro. I used to go to school with somebody. They got a BBL in fucking Cancun, son. And then they came back, they were dead.
I matched with Connor on Tinder. He was 30-ish, sold car parts for a living, and played violin when he wasn't working. Our chats were decent, so when he asked to meet up in person, I didn't hesitate. We decided to meet downtown at this popular Italian restaurant. He was already sitting when I got there, but the moment he saw me, his face changed color.
The fuck?
Damn, you're flat as a surfboard.
Buddy, ladies, if a guy told you you're as flat as a paper, what would you say, chat? What would you do?
He yelled it loud enough for heads to turn. He got up, saying he had shown up hoping for a woman and had gotten a plank of wood instead.
That's actually insane.
A group of teen girls giggled across our table. I flushed and tried standing my ground.
Wait, I don't see it.
Connor grabbed his wine glass, dumped it onto my face, and stormed out.
Buddy, that's actually insane, bro. I feel bad for her.
I ran home crying, losing my mind over the embarrassment. By morning, I promised myself I'd fix my butt no matter what. I couldn't afford a lifting surgery. I was fresh out of uni and barely made enough to stay afloat. But I looked anyway. I checked out financing options, clinics in other states, and those medical tourism packages. But all of it was way out of my league. With each passing day, I was going crazy desperate. I hated looking at myself in the mirror. A few weeks later, I was scrolling through my Instagram when a sponsored ad popped up in my feed. It had one of those before and after snaps that looked legit. The caption mentioned making good care available to everyone. The doctor's name wasn't anywhere on the page, but it mentioned their number. I dialed it and
yo, is that XXX?
He said he was Dr. Joseph, and he was a registered cosmetic surgeon.
Dr. Joseph Nava?
He asked me a few questions.
What does my mom look like? Why?
A surprisingly low price for my case. He said he ran a private practice from his home and could see me this coming Thursday.
Bro, that's the biggest red flag, bro.
The house was on the city's outskirts, on a long block with wide gaps between properties. I sat in the driveway a few minutes before entering.
What does that mean?
A man who appeared to be in his mid-40s opened the door, donning a medical coat over his regular overalls.
Buddy, I'm not letting a dude give me a BBL in his house, bro. What do I look like to you guys? Do I look like Joel Loves?
His glasses were thick, and his hair was wild and curly. He introduced himself as Dr. Joseph and led me to his consultation room. It was only a plain room with a desk and a couple of chairs. He started asking basic questions about my history and what I was looking to get.
Low-key, it's
I told
because
him
TikTok,
everything I thought was necessary.
I'll stay at like 30 followers.
You'll be the belle of the ball after this,
or 30
Julia.
viewers, so I have to end it and restart.
He smiled, showing off his uneven yellow teeth.
George, you better get
his
big.
breath smelled like old garbage and gross spit. The smell was everywhere. I turned my head away so I won't actually throw up. Suddenly, my eyes landed on a few faint red spots on the carpet near the door. I started getting a bad feeling. I looked him up and down. His coat, which I thought looked clean when he opened the door, had brownish dried up stains too. I gulped. My heart started beating wildly in my chest. I told him I needed to use the bathroom. He pointed me down the hallway.
Bro, she's definitely finna die,
I walked
bro.
slowly, trying to observe the layout. Once I hit the bathroom, I splashed some cold water on my wrists and told myself I was freaking out over nothing. People hold practices in their houses. The weird smell was
Chat, is that true? Can you get a BBL at home?
Probably the building itself.
Chat, should I do that as a business?
Suddenly, a heavy thud echoed from down the hallway.
Yeah, it's real,
right
Magda?
After, the rooting smell got so hard it made my eyes water and the back of my throat burn. I opened the door and headed straight for the front door. But Joseph was already in the hallway, holding a clipboard.
With cooking
Just
oil.
a consent form before we continue. He grinned.
What was that sound?
I whispered, backing away. A cold dread seized me.
Wait, I didn't hear nothing, chat. What did y'all hear? Did y'all hear anything? Help me. Help me, I'm in Nicky's closet. What the fuck, chat? Did you hear anything or not?
That was just the material for your butt, Julia. He shrugged. Don't worry, it's fresh.
Material?
What's up, Darlene?
Yeah, freshly dug. Tony was buried just 2 days ago. We'll just sever the torso and stitch what's left of him to you. It'll be a perfect fit. My stomach dropped. I bolted down the hallway, the only other direction available, thinking there had to be a back door or a window. But he was faster. He caught my arm before I made it 3 steps and spun me hard into the wall.
Nah,
my shoulder took the impact,
cooked.
and I bit through the inside of my cheek. I've been waiting a
Nicky,
long...
remember you accidentally sent me that picture of you in a thong? You told me you want to send it to Max.
That never happened. I've never worn a thong in my life, bro. Just because I got the booty does not mean I wear thongies.
On time for someone patient enough to stay. He snickered, fisting my hair and slamming it against the wall.
Oh, she's freaked.
My head spun, and blood oozed from the side of my head. I screamed
So I calmed
and
it twig.
struggled, but he was too strong. He started dragging me by the hair towards the consultation room. I could see the gray toe tips of Tony. I had to do something quick. I reached for his hair and tugged the hardest I could before I drove my knee into his groin. Joseph doubled forward.
Damn,
I
son.
shoved him sideways into the wall and ran.
Take that. Put a
out the
1 in the
house.
chat if you're not
I
scared.
could hear him behind me. He was trying to get closer. I grabbed a vase from the hallway and swung it backward without turning around. I felt it connect, and he went down hard, but I didn't look. I dashed out of the front door, got to my car, and drove to the nearest police station.
Damn,
my
bro.
hands
It's
were
all 'cause
shaking
she got
so badly
rejected.
I had to pull over twice before I reached the main road. I got Joseph on the floor, passed out. He confessed to snatching bodies for the cemetery and doing fake surgeries. He wasn't any kind of plastic surgeon. He was just some
Yo,
dude
what's up,
who
Ben
always
Rizzle?
wanted to be a doctor but never made it happen. All the victims they found had answered that same ad. They were all young women who wanted to look pretty after being humiliated. They said I was lucky I survived. I know that, and I'm grateful. It doesn't stop me from worrying about those who weren't or
Chat,
didn't,
moral of the story is
because there
never
are
get a
still
BBL,
tons of
chat. Never get a
Julias scrolling through
BBL.
their feeds, looking for a cheap way to stop feeling like a flat board, and they are desperate enough to try by any means. I saw the BBL ad at
Yo, is
2
that
in the
Michael
morning.
Jackson?
My wedding was only 3 months away, and honestly, the thought of having a perfect, round, bouncy butt instead of my flat one for the wedding and honeymoon pictures was
Bro.
way too tempting to pass up. My fiance Maxwell had brought it up once as a joke.
It's good, Angel too.
He was out of town on a business trip and wouldn't be back for another 2 weeks.
Oh hell no! Look at him.
I figured
Nicky,
I'd
remember
surprise
the
him.
try-on video you accidentally sent me? You out on thongs and G-strings. You meant to send it to Mags.
Buddy, that never happened, bro. What y'all talking about?
I clicked the link to get more details and found it was a
thank you for the
limited
rose,
time
Ryan.
deal, promising a certified surgeon and real
What's up, Leslie?
results. The before and after pics looked legit. The video testimonials were great too. Those women sounded totally natural and spoke specifically not like they were reading off a script.
Yeah, Kahoot.
The comments section was blowing up with people
Bro, holy close shot, chat. Like, imagine, like...
tagging their friends. I went ahead and booked a consultation.
Thank you, Ryan.
The building was on a street I knew, which was a plus. The lobby was clean. There was a directory
Bro, she looks like the girl from the back rooms, bro. Tell me not.
on the wall, and the elevator took me up to a standard hallway. The office itself wasn't fancy or anything, but it was neat and organized. The doctor who saw me was super chill and took his time. He walked me through the whole fat transfer process, how long recovery would
Yo,
take,
Dr.
the
Pepper.
compression stuff I'd need, and what the results would realistically look like at different points. He took notes and asked about my medical history. When I asked about the price, he immediately explained
Buddy,
that
no, I'm not.
some
What's up,
brand
Lee?
was covering the difference. Near the end of the consultation, he brought up a cancellation. One of our other clients suddenly came down with a fever. Her afternoon slot
why is
was
this
open,
teeth
and
short?
We've already got everything prepped and the
Soraya, why?
anesthesiologist is here. If you want to jump on it right now, we can give you a better deal. The digit he quoted was pretty tempting, but I was still on the fence. He must have noticed my hesitation because he quickly added that he totally got it if I needed more time. But the number he threw out for a same-day spot was so low that I ended up agreeing. He gave me something to chill out
Oh, that looks good. Yeah, that looks like Mountain Dew in a fucking syringe.
before the procedure and told me to hop on the table.
Oh, holy
I remember
mannequin.
staring at the ceiling, thinking about texting Lucy, my sister, before I totally pass out.
What's up, Void?
When I woke up, I had no clue what time it was. Something felt off about the room, even before I was totally awake. It was pitch dark and quiet, with no beeps or machine sounds. I was
I got you,
clotted in
Joel.
a thin blanket on a bed with a metal frame, and a door looked bolted. To my left hung equipment that had no business being there in a butt-lifting surgery. I tried searching for my phone in my pocket, but couldn't find it. I somehow pushed myself up onto one elbow, wanting to call out to someone. Suddenly,
Bro, what do y'all think's
my
about to
eyes
happen?
landed on the shelves in the corner,
Hey, yo, what the fuck is that, bro? Is that liver?
lined with glass jars filled with a dark liquid. Something was floating inside. I squinted and gasped. Tens of human organs were
Oh, what the
harvested there.
fudge?
I could see kidney, a
What happened,
liver
Lily?
section, and other things I didn't have words for. All of them were labeled in marker
Alright,
on
Joy,
pieces
finally,
of
bro.
white tape. The room tilted. I grabbed the bed frame and held on. This was not a cosmetic surgery unit. These guys were harvesting
Lily?
organs
Wow, thank
and
you.
selling them. And I had walked in through the front door, signed a consent form, and let one of them put a needle in my arm. My heart started pounding, and my head buzzed. I could hear faint voices in the hallway. In a few minutes, they'd be here. I got to my feet.
W Joy,
my
bro.
legs were unsteady and the room swam, but I made myself stand. I looked at the door, the shelves, and the jars. I searched for anything I could use. There was a metal tray on the table beside the bed with instruments laid out on it. I grabbed a scissor and hid it behind my back, right as the door opened. Good, you're up. We'll get started here in a second. The doctor came in with that same friendly look he had during the consultation. He saw I was awake, but didn't seem bothered at all.
Get away!
He rolled his eyes and started filling up a syringe. It'll be real quick, I promise. He whistled as he started coming closer. I backed
I can
away,
whistle?
gripping the scissors hard. Just as he caught my wrist, I stabbed the scissors into his shoulder and charged at the door before he could get his footing back. He screamed and tried grabbing my arm, but I twisted hard until his grip slipped and got through the gap.
Does he even
into
get a
the
BBL?
hall. I could hear footsteps coming from
Nope.
everywhere. There were
Hell no.
more of them. The
Hell no.
hallway felt never ending, and it was badly lit. Closed doors kept running down both sides.
Joy, what?
From behind one of them, I could hear faint knocking, like whoever was doing it had been at it for a long time. I wanted to stop and to be clear about that, but I couldn't. He was already in the hallway behind me. I ran all the way to the far end, through a fire door, into a stairwell, and out onto the street. I sat down on the pavement because my legs stopped working. A few passers-by stopped and called emergency services. They stayed with me until the cops arrived. The police got there fast.
If New York Knicks win, will you get a BBL? Huh? Just not what?
Someone had already called in a tip about the building. They'd seen the same ad, done some digging, and flagged it before I ever walked through the doors. Officers were already on their way when I came out. They found 4 other women inside. I was the only one who got out on her own. I think about that more than anything else. I know there was nothing I could have done in that hallway with them chasing me, but it doesn't stop the overthinking. The case is ongoing. I've been told not to discuss details publicly. I'll still warn the others to keep them from making the same mistakes I did, though. Don't trust everything you see on the internet, especially the offers that seem too good to be true.
Damn,
because
son.
all it takes is one mistake to cost you your peace of mind, sanity, and sometimes organs, or even life.
Damn, bro. How much does a BBL cost? BBL 8,000 to 16,000 Baduskis. Holy schmigo digo. Chat, you could buy a car. So you're telling me a lot of these girls be walking around with cars in their ass? Chat, that is going to do it for BBL horror stories. If you guys want me to post more reactions to horror animations, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, my name's Nickyxjayyy, and peace.